move this. Let's see if that's a little better. Always the best camera work. I'm doing this live. Trying to move this around. So I figured I'd get up here. I was painting on the sign anyway. Figured I'd go live here. Kind of say hi to everybody. It's been a while. I kind of took a little hiatus there for a little bit. And finally got back on track in the last couple days. So I think just with all the Christmas rush and all this crazy weather we've had, everything finally caught up to me a little bit. So this is a sign that I'm making for a rental property here, and my plan was to have it all done today, but obviously you can see that I'm not even close. So, well, I'm close. I'm about a little more than halfway. What I did is I took 2 pieces of board and glued them together and screwed them together. And what I should have done is kind of painted this individually, like I did the background. And I could have just kind of spray painted the bear. But this will be alright. We'll make it work. Hadn't posted anything in a while on Facebook, and hadn't been on here in a little while. And so I figured I'd just come out and say hey. And figured we can chit chat for a little bit. So I'll be here for a little while anyway. That looks crazy. So this is I got this hooked up to my charger. It's not really charging anyway. Let's see if we can kind of put this tablet in front of me. So what I'm doing is I'm just using a little water-based paint. Come in here, and I chiseled everything out. I've done a few signs this style. Just something to give it a little depth, a little multi-layered action there, instead of just like a little standard sign. I wonder if there's a way I can raise this up a little bit more. I wish I had a camera. I wish I could mount this above me. So I'm just making this for a little cabin up the road here. I was really hoping to get this done by today. What's up, Josh? How are you, buddy? How's everything up north? I took a little bit of a hiatus there for a minute. I hadn't really done anything on Facebook or on YouTube in a while. I figured while I was doing this, I can come out here and say hey to everybody. How's things in Canada? Listening to a Christmas card. Oh man, that's so nice. Man, I really appreciate that. Did you let me ask you this, did you try to send it to the business account or the business address? I guess that would be the only address you'd have, wouldn't it? Man, that's so nice. Our so the shop here, we don't have a mailbox like on the property. So depending on, yeah, definitely the business address. What I'll do is I'll send you my home address. Sometimes with like USPS, like FedEx and all them, they're good, but USPS, I don't like talking bad about things, but they're not the best. I've had issues with them in the past, and everybody knows the shop here in town. I've had packages get sent back because they don't want to pull into the yard over here and deliver the mail. But hey, that's so nice. I'll you want me to message you on Facebook? I don't really want to blast my personal address on here, you know. Might get some weird stuff. I'm not going to explain that to you later. How's the start to your new year? Like I said, I kind of disappeared from the world for a minute. Took some time off and kind of recollected myself, so yesterday was my first day back here, and weirdly enough, it's kind of taken me a minute to kind of get back in the swing of things. Got a lot of catching up to do. I honestly did. I didn't check my phone. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Yeah, I definitely I needed it. My I have to remind myself every once in a while that I'm human. And I think after all the Christmas rush and projects, and January here is typically a little slower time as far as people stopping by, and so um, we got some. I got two really big projects coming up. Um, One with the cabin job that we're going to be doing a lot of, all the interior work. I'm gonna close the door. And then I got this big bench project for a local business here. We had some really cool things pop up over the last week or so with another really big business here, and might have a really cool opportunity with that coming up. So we'll see what happens. I don't get too fired up about stuff until things are kind of locked down in the contract, but it'd be a really cool opportunity for me, Fat Bob's, and everybody here. So, and then we got a lot of on top of all that, we got some building to do here, and adding on to the shop, refreshing everything, get ready for spring. And then the barbecue next door, we just got some really big plans for the property here, so we're going to revamp everything. We're waiting on getting a couple things locked down, contract wise, and so I'll have some really cool, exciting things to share. Right now we're kind of in this in between stage. This just get picked up tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can get far enough along with it tonight and get up early tomorrow and get it finished up. Yeah, definitely a lot of bigger things. I got the opportunity to really learn a lot last year, and I've had a lot of growth on how to manage everything, and here next month it'll be going on 5 years, and it's pretty crazy to think about, and just the opportunities God's put here for us and everybody that's been here, and we got some cool things. So we'll just do all the work and give Him all the glory, 'Cause none of this would be possible without Him. So. What I'm doing here, I'm just obviously painting a bear. I'll turn the camera around here in a minute. This is a two-piece sign, and what I should have done was I painted everything separately and then put it together, but I didn't. So I'm gonna try to do as much as I can without getting too much grippage on everything. But I'm just doing the same process. I've done a handful of these signs, and I'll get a little layer of paint on here, and then I was thinking about coming back and just kind of lightly sanding this to give a little more wood grain to it, so it's not just all black. And then once everything's put together, hit it with a little stain, pull it all together, and so I'm not super concerned about like getting all around the edges per se. And I kind of screwed myself a little bit, but I'll fix it in the morning, so it'll be alright. I pre-drilled all the screws. I put Gorilla Glue down, pre-drilled all the screws, countersunk all the screws. And I was gonna take golf tees, come in there, glue them, sand them, let them bend back in. I have 2 packs of them, but I can't seem to find them, so I'll have to go to Walmart in the morning and get another pack. Wish I wouldn't have done that, but that's why there's kind of hard to see. What's up, Pops? What are you doing? I'll move the camera around here in a second just to kind of show you guys what I'm doing here. I have this project to finish up. Got another sign to do. Got a climber to finish up. It's going to Wisconsin. We got this big eagle bench, kitchen forge, and this cabin job coming up. It's going to be a really big ordeal. We've been planning it now for probably the last 6 months, and everything's coming in, so they're hoping to get everything finished up by March or April. We got like honestly probably 6 months worth of work to do, and 2 months. So like I said, on top of all that, and talked to CR next door. He owns, him and his brother own the barbecue stand next door, but there's a lot of cool things on the horizon. So trying to take advantage a little bit of this little slower time. Recoup, recalibrate, and get back after it. It was a little weird. I only took 4 days off. It seemed like a lot more than that. But even just that 4 days and trying to get back into everything, it was like, holy cow. Grandma's on here too. There's the whole family on here. What are you doing, Grandma? That's awesome. Can you guys see it okay? I mean, is it the camera alright? Yeah, I just saw that. She commented on here. That's so awesome. How's the weather over there? We've had, you might be able to hear it in the background. It's been windy and ripping all day today. So I guess I can explain what I did a little bit. So the way I laid this out was the name of the cabin and the bear would be the highest point. So I routed around all the letters. Came back in, give it the hand chisel look, burnt it, brushed it. This. This is a log it's walking on, so there'll be a couple branches coming out here. I think I'm gonna do a little darker brown on here, and then it's Chickanahay Oasis. The one thing I'm gonna do, so all this is like multi-layered, so the trees on the back piece would be the furthest point. The mountain's a little bit further, then a little sky in the background. I'm not super pleased with these trees, so I'm gonna come back in and kind of fade in a little more tree line, kind of blend it in a little bit more. Maybe give this ground here a little bit more color. This green that I used, the way doesn't look so bad. It's dried when I first put it on. It was really green. So trying to see. I don't really have a good way of. A lot of awesome camera action today. Let me ask you something, Pops. Did it? I don't really know how to do this like notification stuff. Like when it's streamed, did it tell you, or was it you just happen to see? What's everybody up to tonight? I have it streaming on my phone right now, and there's a probably a 5 to 10 second delay. Oh, okay, that's cool. I don't really know how to do the YouTube stuff that well, so I didn't know if I was hitting all the right buttons. So not a carving video. I guess I could have probably I haven't figured out the best way to stream it carving and like, have a good angle on it. What I really need to do is like get something that hangs over and put it on my like a display or mounting me like over the piece so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Right now I'm literally just painting black, so it's not the most exciting color. Grandma, you're awesome. I love you. I can't, I know you're watching me, but I can't hear you. This is my favorite part of the day. Everything kind of calms down. Get to kind of relax. In the wintertime, I mean, it's been really mild in winter so far, but in the summer, it's just my absolute favorite. How's your winter up in Canada, Josh? What did they close the Blue Ridge for? Just winter? The weather here was sunny and amazing. And that's all I wanted to do today, honestly, was hop in the car and go tear up the mountain. Adam texted me earlier today and he was like, oh man, he was ready to go. I got this project got to get done. Sometimes I put this, not sometimes, a lot of times I put these insane deadlines on myself. So it's been really nice to, kind of not to have to like rush and throw everything together, take my time a little bit more some stuff. Well, you keep that snow up there. Definitely don't want it down here. I think tonight it's supposed to get down pretty chilly. Down back in Thursday. Is it loud? I can't tell. The wind in the that tarp that's covering the air compressor out back is blowing against the side, and then the flagpole out here is kind of ripping and bouncing on the building a little bit. I mean, it's just been, the wind's been crazy all day. But yesterday it was just blah. Blah day. How's the sorry, I got lost in my own little thought there for a minute. Your what is it? The yeared, Josh. How's that? You gonna do it again this year? You gonna cut it off? I saw it on Facebook not too long ago. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm gonna keep growing mine out a little bit. Between myself and Big T here, and Justin, Vander, Nathan, I got like the smallest beard here. I can't let that happen, you know. So this is kind of a, I don't know what, I wouldn't call it like a, not a normal sign. I guess where you would route the letters into the wood. Like I said, I routed everything around the letters to make those stick out. It's a lot of extra work. And typically, if you use water-based paint on signs, you route it into it, burn it. You can be real sloppy with the black paint. Come back and sand it, and that water base won't really soak into it. It gives it a nice clean look. But this is a little more on the rustic side, which is a fancy word for not so perfect. It's going on the entryway. I'll post it on Facebook here next couple of days and go probably install it tomorrow, Saturday. And I think I'm gonna do, I'll leave the black on here. I gotta come in and fill these holes, but on the bear, like I said, I'm just gonna lightly sand it, get some of that wood grain to show through. That way I can kind of blend it in a little bit better. I don't mind sharing the snow. Man, I like to look at it. I don't like to work in it. And I know I sound like a sissy right now, but well, Pops, you just gotta let it grow. Just gotta let it grow a little bit longer than a few weeks. Oh, I love this thing. I use it every single day. It's perfect for detailing because I can lift the pieces up or down. Instead of having to bend over, I can make everything. give this tree a little brown. Black. My paint selection's thinned out quite a bit. What's this look like? What's up, Jungle Jerry? Yeah, so super easy. I actually use a couple different bits. The main one, I'm trying to look to see if I got it sitting right here. I'll probably be working a little bit later. Kind of caught a second wind about 30-45 minutes ago, so. So the router bit, let me see, it might be a little awkward. I got it on my phone, so there's a delay there. You know, typically they have the bearing on the top there. So if you just take the bearing off and hit it with a grinder, kind of flatten it out, and then I'll put it in my rotozip. And if you hold it at an angle, and the more you mess with it, you'll be able to see how it cuts. But what I'm doing is I'm cutting with that tip and that tip at the same time. And like I said, super simple, nothing crazy. Actually, Pops came up with that. How long has it been? Like 15 years ago at least? And then I'll have I don't have it laying here. It's in somewhere in the locker, I think. But a little dovetail bit, I think is what it's called. And I'll use that for like finer detail. It'll do like a single line, so I'll cut it in that way. So I'm just adding a little bit of brown to this tree. And when I stain everything, it'll all come together. So I'm not super worried about covering the piece entirely, and that's why I watered down the paint a little bit to make it more like a stain as well. But you'll get some darker spots, some lighter spots. And it's just trying to create some depth, some contrast here. Nothing too crazy. It gets a little tricky though, because with the watering it down, I mean, I'll water it way down. It'll look a certain way, and then after it dries, it'll be completely different. Like all the background of everything was a completely different color when everything was wet. And then when I let it sit for a little while, came back, it didn't really dry out the way I wanted it to. So I'm gonna do some more some touch-ups on it. And looks like I picked up a little gray in here. appreciate that. Ron Cook, man, he's a great carver, and actually I watch his videos. I watch what's his name, Jordy, Carbon Fusion. I love watching other carvers. You know, we all have a different perception and a different way of doing things. And we all learn from each other, and we all kind of emulate one way or the other, get inspired by one way or the other. What's the QC bears? I don't know what that means. I'll tell you the one thing that helped me, and I've kind of adjusted them a little bit, was I would break them down into thirds. You know, so just to kind of keep the proportion right, I would do the same distance from the nose to where the eyes start, the eyes to the ears, and then the ears to the back of the head. Oh, quick carve. Sorry, man, it's been a long day. I was thinking like something completely different. How's it going, Gay Bear? I was gonna say, I'll show you real quick. Let me move this. We're gonna take a trip. I guess I could show you. So what I did, instead of having this tree, I had the branches come out to give it a little bit of some more contrast, I guess. Just, you know, because the G came down. Let's see. Like this stuff, man, it looks so cartoony to me. It's not really picking it up good in here. But when I stain it, it'll kind of change everything. So what I might do is get all this painted, throw a coat of stain on it, see how well it pulls together, and then come back in after the stain to give it some highlights. Oh, let's see. So let's see if I can flip this around real quick. Try to see if I got a smaller bear. Let's see. This is one I did not too long ago. So, like I said, I've adjusted them a little bit. But like a quick rule of thumb, like I said, I would do nose to the eyes, eyes to the ears, ears to the back of the head. And honestly, I could push these back even a little bit further. But that's a good base. And then from there, you can kind of adjust it. You kind of think of their head like a football shape. Oh, I'm all over the place. Like a football shape, if you will. In every piece, I'm trying some new things, and so I've been moving this underneath the chin a little bit more, pushing the muzzle in a little bit more, giving a little more detail. Just trying new things. That was one, and then we actually got the shop filling up pretty nice. We got Vander. He started with me here not too long ago, and his pieces are really awesome. Super creative, and just excited to have him here, honestly. Of course, we have Big T's pieces, Justin's pieces. He's been cranking them out, and so we got Nathan and Caitlin. They'll be putting out some more stuff here soon. See, this was a Big T eagle. Just shipped one out to Rhode Island, and I did another eagle for him. This one I got to ship to Florida. That's an eagle Justin's working on. So you can see, and I'll tell you, like from Big T's pieces, on the backside here, he pushes his ears back a lot further than I do, and that's more correct. You know, Mine would probably come like from right here and go back. Um, so I've been kind of pushing them a little bit differently. This is one I just finished up not too long ago. I think I did a video on this. I'm not sure. But it's filled up nice. We got some big plans out here to bring in some gravel, rearranging everything on the property. Like I said, we're just waiting for some things to get locked down. And here the next month or so, Pops, you're going to have to come out and run that tractor for a while. This, I think what I'm going to do is, I've had a million different ideas, so I'm going to softly enclose this in. Do a little pickup and delivery area over here where you can just pull up and back out and pick your pieces up. Like I said, landscape everything, but it's coming along, old Johnny Cash style. You know, just one piece at a time. So I guess you can see like all like the finished product and everything looks, you know, nice, but this is like the reality of creating things for me. I just throw stuff everywhere in the middle of something and then clean everything up afterwards. I don't like to show the messy part too much. Well, Jerry, I'll tell you one thing about carving. No piece is ever done. We just get to a point where we can abandon them and we're decently satisfied. I've said it a lot, but I think when you get to a point where you're 100% satisfied and there's nothing you would change on a piece, then you're completely done with carving. I can tell you every single piece, what's wrong with it, what I should have done differently. And we're all our own worst critics, you know. So there's a balance, you know, because you could spend your whole life on one piece if you really wanted to. I just did an eagle for a good buddy of mine. I went up to Rhode Island, and first one I've done in a while. You know, the bears keep us so busy here, and he's just a good customer, a good friend, and I did it for him, and the whole time, man, I was I hated it. I hated it so much. Nothing was flowing. The claws didn't look good. I mean, it fought me the whole time, and you know, got to a point where it was like, well, kind of is what it is at this point. And he loved it, you know, and that's really all that matters. I got to learn a lot from it though, and I didn't even take a picture of it. You know what I mean? Like it came out okay, but there's that weird balance of being so analytical with the detailing. You know, it had, you know, I put all the veins and the feathers, and I had the wings open, and the claws were turned sideways, and the heads were turned sideways, and the wings were up, and so I mean it was a little complex, but I should have, like I said, well, I didn't even take a picture of it, so I'll do another one here soon, just to personally make up for that one. Like, I don't think it was that bad, you know, but I didn't like it. Yeah, well, I guess we're right on the main highway here. It's called Newport Highway. It turns into Dolly Parton Parkway. Not even a quarter mile up the road. Um, and this road will actually take you to the interstate. So when you go in the GPS coming from like the East Coast, you'll go right by Bush's Baked Beans, which are made down the road. You'll come down the highway and past the shop here. So got a really great location. It's been a huge blessing. Um, I mean, I've just had the best barbecue in town, best barbecue I ever had. So I got a little spoiled there, and then they have a farmer's market too. And in the spring, when all the fruits and veggies and throughout the year start coming in, I got all the smoked meat I could ever want, and all the fruits, all the veggies, watermelon. I mean, just very, very spoiled. Um, and they're the best guys over there for sure. Wouldn't be here at all without them. So, just very grateful. Very grateful. I thought I was here 4 years, and when I added it up, like I said, it'll be 5 years already next month. Actually, a month from yesterday. February 18th is when I showed up here. Um, yeah, so it's been quite the journey. I've been pretty fortunate. Like I said, I got to learn a lot last year. Goodness gracious. And so we're gonna do a lot of big changes and really focus on growing and making the right decisions and all the business crap I don't like to deal with, but part of it. Part of it. I honestly don't get a lot of time to carve as much as I used to. Especially being out the last 4 days. Between yesterday and today, just been doing a lot of politicking is what I call it. So, but it's all good. Just like snow here. Where you at, Gabriel? Where are you getting a foot of snow at? If we got a foot of snow here, we would be shut down. I mean, at the most, we get a couple few inches. So, shoveled all day, didn't get a chance to start this all up. What are you doing, Dusty? Oh, Michigan. Oh, yeah, you can definitely keep that up there. Alright, buddy, you gotta get down. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but Dusty decided he was gonna hang out with us. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dusty? What are you doing? Oh. I guess he missed me the last few days. Good boy. Let's see. I think you told me earlier. Central City, Arizona. Okay, Drew. How long you guys been carving? It's almost as good as being here, Pops. But, it's not the same without you being here. It's not quite the same. I'll have to get over here soon. Oh, Arkansas. Hey, man. I did go to high school here, so I'll blame it on that. How's Arkansas? I've never been out that way. And how long you been doing it? Let's see if I can move the camera up a little bit further. See if that's any better. Well, Josh, I appreciate you hanging out, brother. And thank you again for sending me the Christmas card. I still got to get something mailed over to you, but the company I was going through to get my shirts and stuff, I've had trouble finding another one. And so it's taking me a little longer to find. I'm really picky on them. So as soon as I get something, I'll send it over your way. Well, I don't want to brag them both, but it's about 60 degrees today. And so we got a cold front coming through, so it'll be a little chilly tonight. Nothing like Michigan, so I'm not even going to talk about that so much. It's weird because on my phone here, obviously you can see it, there's seriously like a 10-second delay, so if there's a weird pause in between it, that's what it's from. See what this looks like. I need to calm down the screen quite a bit. It's very a little brighter than I want it to be. That's a little better. What made you get into to carbon there, Gary Bear? You know, I thought about doing a little snow, and I did a really light gray on the tops here. And I had it watered down a little too much. So like I said, after it dried, everything just kind of blended in. So I'm gonna feather brush it. I feel like I got a decent little base of colors. This green is like so fake green looking to me. So hoping maybe this will. Didn't have a lot of color options, so my pink kind of thinned out a lot, but I'll definitely try. We'll try here in a minute. I think this green was called like Christmas tree green or something. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And these got like super pointy. I could have given them a little more definition. But like I said, I think I watered it down a little too much, so by the time everything dried out. Have we talked about that before, Gary Bear? I think I've asked you that before, haven't I? That sounds really familiar. But, man, I'll tell you, I've been pretty much started in high school and did a lot of different things. And, I mean, from metal to tattooing to, I mean, anything, everything you could think of. And carving was always the one thing that, like, it challenged me mentally. And, like I said, I don't think anything's ever really done. And honestly, that keeps me going probably more than anything else, because they can always be better. You know, they could always be better. I'm gonna try it, Jerry. I think you're right there. I think it'll give it just the contrast it needs. One thing I did earlier too, I had my glasses on, and I definitely don't recommend painting with like polarized glasses, because the way they look like in my sunglasses versus when I took them off, it was a lot different. And this is where the old Bob Ross ish comes out. Just doing happy little trees. Happy little trees. All I'm trying to do is just calm down. It's almost fluorescent looking to me. So if I can give it just a little bit of calmness to it. I'm not much of a, I guess my painting is a lot like my carving. So it's a lot of like trial and error stuff, and different combinations, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I have an idea what I want it to look like, and the trick is just getting it there. But as soon as I put this green down, I was like, oh, man. But I rolled with it, and I probably shouldn't have. Well, welcome, brother. I don't do a lot of live streaming, I guess. I try to when I can. And I was telling Pops earlier, I caught kind of the second wind out of nowhere. And I was going to paint this anyway, so I figured I'd hop on here and just, instead of talking to myself, talk to you guys. So, but I appreciate you checking it out, man. I'm going to try to do some more stuff. I actually might try to outsource some of the videoing this year. I've talked to a couple companies to see about maybe doing like a weekly video. What I would like to do is kind of do some more with everybody carving and showing different things. The hard thing is trying to video and like customers stop by and phone calls, and you know there gets a lot of distraction during the day. Wind blowing in the background, obviously. But I appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging out. It's my favorite thing with YouTube. Even like the Facebook stuff. I actually enjoy this live stuff way more than doing videos. Like I don't. I like the creative process behind kind of being a little more conscious of moving the camera and different things, and you know, a piece that would probably take a few hours, you know, ends up taking all day. just constantly moving stuff and not having like just the same angle. And I do put a lot of thought and time into it, and then I'm not real computer literate, so the editing just takes me a lot longer than I'd like to admit. Um, so I kind of hastily edit stuff quite a bit. Um, but my whole thing, I guess, with YouTube, I don't really care about subscribers. And I didn't realize, like, I was trying to do live stream for my phone, and it told me I had to have 1,000 subscribers. So it's kind of like, hey, let's get to 1,000 so we can do this. But if you do it from like a tablet or computer, it doesn't matter. And so it's been quite the journey trying to figure all this stuff out. But like I said, I don't care about views. I don't care about anything other than hoping to show you guys just kind of what I do, hang out, like Pops just said, a common interest, kind of grow the carving community around the world. And, you know, if all the videos and all the extra work that it takes to go into just the YouTube side, not even everything else, you know, that one person gets inspired or goes out there and, you know, gets to escape into art, like, that's all that matters. And that's what I feel like my purpose here with carving. None of this building, nothing matters other than spreading the love. You know, just being grateful for what God has put here and allowed us here. And you know, it's really not about me, but it's blossomed into a place where people can come physically on the internet, and it's very cool, and it's really motivating for me. You know, I love doing this stuff. Sometimes everything gets overwhelming. I have to remind myself I'm human. I can't do everything by myself. So that was probably my biggest growth last year, was realizing that I really can't do it all by myself. And so I just got a lot of support around me, a lot of love. Pops puts in a lot of free labor. Always comes to bail me out when I need it. And it's cool. It's super cool. Love to do a lot more things, but typically stuff like this is going to be at night. Like I said, I've been out the last 4 days or so. It was really nice to kind of I was the biggest bum. I'm usually a busybody person. You know, I'm always getting into something or doing something, but I literally sat on the couch for like 4 days for a while. Ate some DiGiorno's, hung out with the dogs, the old lady. Just a nice chill few days. So got back into it yesterday, get back into the swing of things. Yeah, it's nice. So we got some big plans this year, and just very excited. Very excited. We've got amazing people here, and that win is written. So all that rant just to say thank you guys for being here and joining me here, just contributing, being inspiring, and all that stuff. It means more to me than y'all know, and I sincerely appreciate it. So, like I said, this is my favorite. Anybody that I'm a talker anyway. I'm blaming that on my dad. So like I said, it's nice to talk to everybody without having people talk back instead of me just talking to myself. So. Oh, you do Twitch? I haven't been on there. I've never been on Twitch, to be honest with you. Yeah, dude. The video side, oh my gosh. But I'll definitely check you out. Several YouTube videos, 23 seconds of watching guys. Man, it's cool. Um, they've just the eyes. I've kind of adjusted them a little bit over the years, and actually probably one of my goals this winter is to I want to do a few more little things with them. Kind of adjust a couple things. I've been trying a lot of different things with carving, seeing what I like more, kind of pushing things a little bit further, and really, what's his name, Jordy, that Carve Fusion. Um, that Carve Deeper. I heard him probably 7 or 8 months ago, and it's such a simple statement, but it really changed everything for me because I've really been doing that. So like I'll get to a point with the chainsaw where usually I would be done, or feel like I would be done, but then I'll take an extra few minutes, or if there's some gas left in the tank, kind of really push and round everything out a little bit more, drag that bar up, and kind of define it a little bit more, and just spend a little extra time, because like the speed side of stuff, whatever, I don't really care. The speed comes from the smoothness, and a lot of guys, I was that way for a long time. Like, let me see how fast I can get this done. But now it's like, having everybody else here has really allowed me to kind of take my time a little bit more with some pieces. And I'll show you a bear from 6 months ago to now, and it's completely apples and oranges. So I'll as I learn some more, I'll definitely share it. Like I said, some things have worked, some things haven't worked at all, and so I'll be interested to see where it goes. But like I said, with having everybody here, I can really take my time, which has been like the biggest blessing. I think I'm just gonna add just a little bit of white. I didn't water this down at all, so. It always seems like I try not to always do like winter mountains, but they just kind of go hand in hand. I don't know if that's picking it up at all. And this is just pine wood, so like it's really absorbing into the wood quite a bit. But I think he called it, Jerry, just enough contrast because it was looking really blendy. Everything was kind of getting lost, so I think just this little bit of white, just enough to break it up. Just enough. Oh man. Well, I appreciate that, Gary Bear. I'll when do you usually do your streaming? Does Twitch let you save videos where you can like watch them? I guess kind of like YouTube. Like I said, I've never been on there. I'm not super familiar, but I'll definitely check you out. And that's cool, man. It's very humbling. I appreciate that. But I'm the same, man. I get inspired by everybody's pieces, and we all have a different perspective. Tell Grandma she got to come back over here and see Dusty. I'd bring him over with me next time I come up there, but he does not like riding in the car. I've tried to do it on some of the colder winter days, but we got his little cat house. That's cool, man. I'll definitely check you out. This White was the right call. Sorry, it's getting lost in my own little world up here. Is the camera okay? You guys want me to move it or anything? So, No. I actually I cheat on these a little bit, to be honest with you. Uh, I've done that before with the cookies and stuff, but man, they I'm sure you know they crack and twist and all this other stuff. Um, so what I do is actually I go to it's store bought Lowe's. They make a 2 foot and a 3 foot round tabletop, just a pine tabletop. I think these are like $60 a piece, um, which I could glue them and cut them and do all that. But these are obviously perfectly round. It's kiln dried. It's already glued together, so save a little time. I buy them, and how I did everything is on the top piece here. I measured from the center, got my center line on both sides, put the design, the lettering on here. Came back, right, like I said, routed everything, did the tree, then took a jigsaw, came through, cut everything out on the back piece. I did it a little differently this time, so I got this top piece all set, cut out everything ready to go, got it lined up on the bottom piece here, and I took a torch, burned everything around it, and it left the silhouette of everything, so I knew where like this piece was gonna sit, and it gave me like a border to keep everything kind of locked in the center of the scene, so it wasn't like carving way out or didn't miss a spot or different things like that. So I did it for the first time last year. I designed this sign probably last April. I think it was like called Golden Bear Getaway or something like that. Don't know where it came from. Just something that popped in my head. Since then, I've kind of rolled with it on a few. Did a cardinal sign that was smaller. That was the 2 foot board, and did that one. This one, about 6 or 7 of them. Signs. Not my super favorite thing to do. I mean, they just, especially something like this, they just take so long. But it is a nice break from the chainsaw or whatever, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, they just, even like the normal signs. I mean, just the handwriting signs. I mean, it still takes me a few hours to do one. It's like, that balance of, it's weird. I try not to. I'll tell you where I struggle, man, is you get all on these big projects and stuff, and it's great and grand and wonderful, but I never want to forget about the everyday people, the people that got me here. So like the business side of stuff, like we want to do these big projects, because obviously it's more worth it. But at the same time, there's a ton of people, dude. When I've shared this journey before, but I started out here in a tent. Instead of be 5 years ago with nothing, and scraped and changed by to get paint. Didn't know what I was doing. Kind of took a leap of faith, and now selling pieces 20, 30, 40, 50